and welcome to lesson 7 of food preparation and nutrition cooking sessions at home. So today we're going to be making a 2-ingredient flatbread. Before we get started, as ever, short sleeves or sleeves rolled up, hands washed, hair tied back and an apron on. Okay, so the 2-ingredient flatbread, it's 100 grams of plain yoghurt and 100 grams of self-raising flour. You will need some extra flour to lightly dust the surface later, and you will need a non-stick frying pan. We're not going to be using oil in this recipe, so it's really important it's non-stick. A wooden spoon. I'm just going to start off actually by stirring the 2 ingredients together. So this is going to make, as I said before, some flatbreads. And you could use these flatbreads, they could be used to make a sandwich with, you could top them and make them into a flatbread pizza. You could use them to tear and share. They could go with a sauce, you could use them as a side with lots of different dishes, okay? So I've just stirred them together, and what I've got now is quite a sticky mixture. It's quite dry, but now's the point I need to actually start mixing with my hands. So I'm just going to take off any excess from my spoon. Now, as we've already said, hands washed, and just to remind you that there should be on no rings or no bracelets or no watches. I'm just going to spend a few seconds, it doesn't take too long, actually just starting to bring these ingredients together, okay? Put my bowl to one side for now, and now I've got, it's still quite a lumpy mixture, but I've done enough that I need to do my bowl. So just going to take a pinch of flour and just lightly dust my surface. You don't want too much flour on here because it will actually dry out your flatbread mixture. So it's still a bit sticky, as you can see, sticking to my fingers, but that's not the end of the world. I'm just going to spend a couple of moments actually just kneading the bread together. So what I'm doing is I'm folding the bread over and I'm pushing it out, and it gets a bit sticky, and if it gets too sticky, just a little bit more flour on there, actually to stop it sticking onto the surface, but also to try and stop it sticking onto your hands. So once you've kneaded this together, you'll know when you're done because you'll have a smoother dough, you won't have any lumps. Once you've kneaded it together, you're going to divide this, and this should be enough to make 4 flatbreads. Obviously, if you want to make some more, just increase your ingredients, and it was equal parts. Okay, so now I've divided it into 4. I'm just going to show you how to actually make the flatbread from just one of the balls of dough. So I've just flattened it slightly with the palm of my hand. I'm now going to use a rolling pin. If you haven't got a rolling pin, what you could do is continue actually to flatten it out with your hand. Like I said before, if it sticks, just a bit of flour. And we're trying to keep it circular, but it doesn't matter. So now I've finished rolling this one out, I'm ready to take it over and cook it in the frying pan. Okay, so we're ready now to start cooking the flatbread. So just a few reminders. Make sure that you can hold on to the handle, okay? You want your pan to be nice and hot before you actually add the flatbreads. As ever, please get someone who's used the frying pan before to actually be in the room with you while you're cooking, just to keep an eye on you. It will be very hot, so please be careful. We're going to have here, we've got 2 plates, one plate with the flatbreads ready to be cooked, and then another plate when they have been cooked for it to go onto, and then we've also got a fish slice to help us with flipping them over. Okay, so my pan's been heating up for a few seconds now, and actually when I put my hand over it, obviously don't touch your pan, when I put my hand over it you can feel the heat rising. So I'm going to start off with my first flatbread, just delicately pick it up and lay it down into my pan. So it will take a couple of minutes for the flatbread to cook, and what we're expecting to see is that the flatbread will start to pop up. You'll see some air pockets forming. You actually might be able to start to see them now. They're actually almost start to kind of bubble up, okay? Turn it over so it can start to cook through on the other side. You might be able to see on this side that it's started to go brown. So we do want to see some brown spots on our flatbreads. As you can see again, it's just starting to pop up. It's a patience game. I can feel now as I'm turning it's starting to go crispy. I'm just going to turn this one off, and then as you can see here it's started to brown, and so that one is done. Okay, so now as you can see I've cooked all 4 of my flatbreads, so I'm ready to use them, like I said, sandwiches. You can top them, you can tear them, you can dip them into sauces, into dips, share them. Any questions as ever, please send me a message and I'll do my best to help you. Have a look on the hints and tips as you go through on the video. Great, thanks, bye.